And that's it was. I
Yeah,
wouldn't.
understood.
I
Yeah,
was about this much behind everything that was going on. You know what I mean? It was an incredible game, and there was a stretch where in the fourth quarter I may have my stuff wrong, but it was like I want to say it was like a jaw floater, Jaren three. It was just all John Jaren, offensive defense. It was all
yeah.
John Jaren for like a stretch, and then you had that crazy three. Now I'm gonna tell you what made me mad about that game for real. That goaltending call. The
Mm-hmm.
reason why that made me so upset is because if that play had just played on, that would have been Grizzlies' ball. And they're
Mm-hmm.
chasing us around. We shoot free throws, whatever. But it got to be, something different, and it played out crazy with the 3-point shot. It just seems to me that I like the replay for stuff like that, like on the goaltend when you trying to see what happens. But the jump ball with it, I don't like that part at all. Like they need to look at the tape and see how that play would have played out. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you're going to stop the play and say, okay, let's make sure this is what happened. But if you're still going to give Minnesota a chance to get the ball, that's not fair. Like if Jaren blocked the shot, why are we giving Minnesota a chance to get the ball back? And Jaren doing jump balls is hilarious. I don't know if anybody else was laughing as hard. Maybe my condition made it a little funnier than it was for y'all. But seeing Jaren jump balls is hilarious. Cause I'm like, dude, your reflexes are that fast. You need to be trying to get more steals. Cause like that dude's anticipation of the jump ball was so hilarious. But yeah, it was a great game, man. Jaren fouled out. Ja had probably the quietest 30-something point game I've seen in a Grizzly uniform.
Until the end. Until the
Yeah.
end. I mean, he went off in the end, but
Yeah, it was great though, man. It was great to come back. Great to see them stay in the game. Another observation: D'Angelo Russell might be the dumbest player in the NBA. In comparison,
yeah,
to, in
he's
comparison
up there.
to
He's
talent,
up there.
in comparison to talent, no one can convince me that D'Angelo Russell's number one priority is winning games. Like I don't believe it. Like he's a talent. Like as far as like getting you in a pick and roll and making you pay and shooting on the top of screens and stuff like that, fantastic. He's probably top tier in the league as far as that's concerned. But as far as late game decision making, D'Angelo Russell is a idiot when it comes down to that kind of stuff, man. And freezing Anthony Edwards out of the game in the fourth quarter in overtime, please explain it. Thank you, D'Angelo Russell, because Edwards was giving us blues until you decided to take over. When y'all started the two-man game with you and Cat. And
the thing was that he was he had D'Angelo Russell had that run in the third quarter where he just went nuts, like he just went crazy.
Yeah.
And that obviously was kind of fooled him into saying, "Oh, let me just go ahead and take this thing over. This is my time. It's my time to shine."
Thank you, though. We appreciate it.
And he absolutely froze out the rest of the team.
It was
and the
wild.
Wolves' offense just turned into straight doo-doo.
Manure.
In the last, it was just pure poop.
Mm-hmm.
Ugly.
Did
stuff.
Desmond Bain get hurt last night? The eye thing?
No, he's had that for a while.
He's been struggling, man. Like,
yeah, he was. It was pretty ugly. His performance. You don't see him, go over very often, and it just didn't look like himself. But how about let's talk about the real deal.
The real deal. Come on.
Brandon Clark, ladies and gentlemen, the return.
He's back.
The prodigal son. Big Canada is back, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, looking like BC. Before COVID,
yeah,
BC.
Look,
Come on now.
This was Brandon Clark at his best. And you could see what happened here. Zaire Williams unable to play due to right wrist soreness.
Mm-hmm.
So with
shooting
him dropping out
too much
of the rotation, all of a sudden now, Taylor Jenkins has a decision to make about how he's going to replace those minutes, and he chooses Brandon Clark, and it all of a sudden becomes a big night for Brandon Clark to show that he needs to be back in the rotation. And by God, he certainly made a huge case to be back in the rotation. 20 points, 9 rebounds, had 5 offensive rebounds, ton of putbacks, was 8 of 11, and 2 of his misses came from outside the three-point line. So basically inside the arc, he was perfect.
Yeah.
2 massive putbacks to seal the game in overtime was everywhere. And, quite frankly, if he's playing like that, there is no reason for Steven Adams to even get any minutes
at all.
Anymore. I mean, play Jaren at the 5, play Brandon Clark at the 4, And those minutes for Steven Adams can be very spot based on the competition. But there was no Steven Adams basically from the vast majority of the second half, and the Grizzlies were better off for it. That really hasn't worked. Steven Adams, 10 games in, it ain't happening.
It's not what I thought it would be at all.
Last night he's a minus 17, when basically everybody else who played reasonable minutes is a plus whatever. Brandon Clark a plus 9, Kyle Anderson a plus 15, two guys that would play the 4 so that Jaren could play the 5. Those minutes with Jaren at the 5 much more productive, I don't know, man. Brandon Clark at this point, like if you wonder the price, basically the price of playing Zaire Williams, the price of giving him run and developing him is missing out on stuff like you saw last night from Brandon Clark. There is a price to pay, and you can argue whether you should or shouldn't do it, but there's a price to pay.
Doesn't have to be that way though.
If you're going to play the rotations they've been playing,
because Brandon Clark's not a wing, so what what I mean? Like, what does it have to do with Zaire Williams' minutes? Like Brandon Clark, his issue is the logjam with the bigs. So why is? Yeah,
but when you play his minutes, when you play Zaire Williams 15 or 20 minutes in the game, the knock-on effect is that you don't play Kyle Anderson at the 3. Then Kyle Anderson playing at 3, then now he has to be the 4, which means that he's going to play over Brandon. So it's a domino effect. It's not directly like Zaire Williams and Brandon Clark minutes, but they are related. I mean, he does take 20 minutes or so, 20 to 25 minutes that could go somewhere else. And
but we're also playing John Conchar. Conchar gave good minutes yesterday, so don't get it twisted. But we're also playing John Conchar.
They played Conchar a little too deep in that fourth quarter. About 6 minutes of fourth quarter Conchar was
a bit too much for the kid.
A little heavy right there, folks. And we got to stop playing the Tyus Jones, John Morant lineup. You got to stop it. They had that one game where they were good, and they're just getting blistered out there. It is the plus minus on it is absolutely gross. So no, I would no.
All right,
but that's the domino effect. Saying is that when you play Zaire, you're taking those minutes ultimately away from Brandon Clark, kind of indirectly, but you are taking those minutes away from Brandon Clark. So you get him out of the lineup, you get Zaire out of the lineup, and this is what it looks like. And it frankly looks better. This is a better 10-man rotation than with Zaire, but he's the rookie, and you got to develop him.
Well, props to Coach Jenkins yesterday, who was talking about Brandon Clark not being in the rotation as if he's not the coach. that was classic last night. He was like, well, Brandon, just feel for him, man. It's a guy, have been able to get into the games and, just been pulling for him. No, just put him in the game, dude. Like, you make those decisions. Like, you're the coach, man. Like, you're talking like you're not the coach of the team. He just, he's just, I don't know, it's weird, strange. Yeah, he got out of the rotation.
These jerks won't play it. I don't understand. I keep
props to that. But here's another question I have for you. Peter. Have we falsely crowned Tillman over BC too soon? Because Tillman is good. Like, Tillman is, like, as far as defensively, being a playmaker in the high post, general toughness.
Do you mean like with regard to who is actually better or who's going to play more?
Like, we've crowned Tillman as being better than BC, and he needs to play. And look at BC sitting on the bench. Like, how do we know that it hasn't been a mistake this whole time?
Well, I see. The thing is, I think, at least when I was talking more about crowning him as it pertains to Taylor Jenkins. Like, is Taylor Jenkins going to play him? Like, that's, as far as like who's actually better and all that stuff. I mean, I don't.
Because Tillman can't do what BC was doing last night. Like, he can't go out there and give you 20 and get rebounds and putbacks and alley-oop dunks. Because, quite frankly, Tillman's it was the ghost of Joseph Peters just jumped on me just then. Quite frankly, a little Giannato in there. But quite frankly, Tillman can't. He's not very good around the rim, is what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? Like, in BC was super active, kept a lot of stuff going yesterday, make a lot of plays continue that looked like they were done, looked like we was, looked like the ball was going back the other way. Here comes BC, hand coming out of nowhere, grabbing the rebound, putting it back in. Like BC did a lot of it last night. That's not Tillman's game at all. So I just kind of feel like we might have jumped the gun as far as because it's like we pulled the plug on BC's development, who was still a second-year player, for Tillman, who was a rookie, and it's like I'm not sure that was the best decision. Like those two guys.
Yeah, I mean, I think it comes down to, do you think that Jaren Jackson Jr. is going to be
a 5?
A 5?
That's the only thing that can alleviate the whole problem. Yep.
Yeah, yes. Some of that has to do with that. And I mean, that's really what it comes down to. Like, is Jaren going to be the 5? And if Jaren's going to be the 5, then okay, you're going to have to play, BC more. But if you think Jaren's a 4, then you probably have to play Tillman as a 5 to kind of give that physicality and that defense and that kind of thing. So, that's really what the thing is going to come down to me. And I asked, Taylor Jenkins last night after the game about Jaren as a 5, and he said, the game is showing us something. The games are showing us something. And, because I asked him, it seems as though you're increasingly comfortable. Is that true? Are you increasingly comfortable with him as a 5? And he said, the games are showing us something. And, I think, what he's saying there is, the more you watch, the more you realize that he can play it. He can play that position. He's playing it well. And the team is better with him in that spot. I mean, that's just kind of where the Grizzlies are right now. Because Steven Adams has not been particularly good, and just is struggling. As a result of that, Jaren Jackson's playing better, and he's playing better in those minutes. And so, I think the more comfortable it's been a lot of limitations. I think that the biggest issue has been the coaching staff hasn't always believed in Jaren as that 5, but I think they're getting there now. And in those minutes,
are we there yet though? Because I can see a scenario where they say, okay, pull the plug on Steven Adams, start Jaren. Jaren's got 2 fouls in 2 minutes. Like, I'm not sure Jaren.
But I think that's true. But I think that's true in any position. I think that's Jaren. That's just Jaren. That's the Jaren experience. Like he could be. You could have Jaren and playing fantastic and picking up 2 fouls in 30 seconds. Like in any position, he could play point guard. It doesn't matter. It's just that's Jaren. I mean, that's what he does. He just I've never seen a player that you're just so freaked out.
It's like
about
he can't help it. It's like he's got to restart reaching.
And I mean, like his 6th foul was a good example.
Oh, it was so horrible. It hurt my heart to see it.
Why did he do it? Like, there's no reason. He just reached out and just kind of, popped a Kogi on the hip for no reason.
Like, Jan, you got to keep your hands to yourself on the screen. What are you reaching for?
Because he played such good defense down the stretch. He was,
unbelievable.
Had the block shot. He was defending Karl Anthony Towns. He defended Anthony Edwards. He's defending D'Angelo Russell. Like, he's doing all the switching. And just
he was a nightmare for them, for sure.
It's frustrating. So, like, that's the part. But I think I'm looking at the numbers here with Jaren right now. So Jaren, according to Cleaning the Glass, and it's not a perfect metric, but they're pretty good about the positions. Jaren's played center about 32% of his minutes this year, but at center, and about 68% have been at the 4. I don't know if that's exactly right, but that's probably close based on who he's playing with. When he's played power forward, those minutes of the 4. Grizzlies are a -2 or 2 points worse per 100 possessions than their opposition. When he's playing center, the Grizzlies are 17 points better per 100 possessions.
Wow.
The offense is 125 points per 100 possessions at center, 109 with him at power forward, and the defense is 4 points better as well. So the numbers are overwhelming. With the Jaren at the 5 is a much better situation. And that's a change from last year. In the year before that, Jaren at the 5 was worse in this last couple of years. But this has been a better Jaren.
Right.
So I know the offense has been mostly down, but last night I thought he played a really solid game. Like 6 of 11. 14 points, 8 rebounds.
Right.
Hit key
that big 3 down
game.
5.
Had a big drive and layup. Did a lot of stuff, man. And again, John Morant had the quietest 33, 6 and 8.
Man,
it's just
monster
this dude
game.
is a star, man.
Yeah.
He's just a star. He had 11 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists in the first quarter. I turned to I was sitting next to our good pal Chris Harrington. I was like, "Did he what?" I said, "Did you realize?" He goes, "He was like, he had what?" And I look at the score, like box score, like what? How does he have 11-4-5 and you barely even
saw him do anything?
It's just like yeah.
That's how you know you got a superstar in your hands, though. But Peter, I did see the press conference yesterday after the game. The blatant disrespect of calling Coach Taylor Jenkins Taylor is just. I mean, I just. It just still bothers me, man. I'm sitting. It's 3:00 in the morning. It's 3:00 in the morning. I'm watching TV. So Taylor, it's about time you start Jaron in the center, right? I was like, man, that man just talking to that man like he's just a common dude. I mean, he's a common dude, but I don't know, man. What
did Taylor do?
He answered your question.
Exactly, because that's what you do. If I saw him on the street, I'd be like, "Hey, Taylor." I wouldn't be like, "Hey, Coach Jenkins." No, it's "Hey, Taylor."
I think I'd call him Coach Jenkins, especially if I wasn't working. I definitely would call him Coach Jenkins. I don't know, man. I just had a fear of my mom like slapping me in the back of the head for like calling a coach by his name. Like I think that's just.
No, man, you just gotta. They're just.
But like you said so many times,
he's my coach.
Anthony, I'm actually educated, so I actually have a degree in this. So with that training, you realize that he's just a mere man, just like me. So he's also not my coach.
But he puts his pants on just like I do.
Yeah, but since you came through backdoor Little Joe, you wouldn't know anything about that. So.
Exactly right. It's something we. Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's esteemed
university. At the university level, we learned about calling coaches by their name. It's a class I took.
Yeah, you blog boys.
That's right.
That's right. Independent.
You learn nothing. Tap it away on the internet. Clackety, clackety, clackety. Yeah. Look at me. Ooh, I'm going to tweet out at Coach.
You little podcasters.
Ooh, I'm going to do the little emojis. Ooh, this is press conference is lit. Ooh, look at this. Ooh, you
content creators and,
Oh, man. That's unbelievable. All right, so when we come back, we're going to talk to our buddy CJ. I'm sure he has some thoughts on last night as well as some of the college football, college basketball, and I want to ask him about the Jokic and the Morris potential tag team.
Yes, please. Let's talk about it.
Upcoming. So we're going to talk about that when we continue here. We're just getting started in the Family Leisure Studios. Pete and Sam with you, Real Sports Talk Sports 56 and 98.5.
Johnny Radio's Happy Hour has a new time, but with all the same shenanigans. For all you looking for something to make you smile, think, and laugh, look no further. We're drinking from 11 to 1 Monday through Friday. Same style, same great guests, just kicking off the day a little early. Enjoy your Happy Hour 11 to 1 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Nothing tastes as good as free, like the free play you can gobble up at Southland Casino Racing. This November, win a slice of $75,000 in free play. That's 20 winners every Saturday, each getting up to $2,500 in free play. Earn entries daily. New members get 5 free entries. Be there on Saturdays to activate your entries and see if you win. Win your fill of free play all November long at Southland Casino. See Lucky North Club for details. Must be 21 plus. Play responsibly. For help, call 800-522-4700.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Ben Swinger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Ben Swinger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Ben Swinger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit benswingerglass.com. Ben Swinger Glass.
AC trouble? Call Air Doctors of Memphis, 901-598-HVAC. Owner Matt Davis is a third-generation full-service air conditioning specialist. Air Doctors of Memphis services all major brands, and labor and parts are guaranteed 100%. Their yearly AC checkup is only $60. Then this year, Air Doctors is the official HVAC contractor for St. Jude Dream House. Air Doctors installed the St. Jude Dream House new Train high-efficiency equipment. Get your service from the best. AirDoctorsOfMemphis.com. Call 901-598-HVAC.
Get your gun, Nelly, and saddle up Penelope. It's Western Trading Days at Sunrise Buick GMC. Old-time trading prices on all new Buicks and GMCs, and the Sunrise Used Car Corral has over 150 in stock. Sunrise has rustled up a good-looking herd of cars and trucks under $99.95. Ranch managers have been told to cut prices to the bone. If you're a good person with bad credit, SunriseMemphis.com will help put your brand on one of these fillies. Come on in and save some money during Western Trading Days at Sunrise, Covington Pike, Wolf Chase, and Collierville. Cars cost less at Sunrise, partner.
They say this game can take you far. Your moves can take you further. Make moves that start movements.
Hennessy, spirit of the Memphis Grizzlies.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Singh.
All right. Soft Rock Tuesday. Oh, it's so nice. I want to know. Come on now. Come on.
Y'all know about it.
Oh. How about Jaden McDaniels dunking on Ja and then getting dunked on like 4 minutes later? Fantastic.
This Anthony Melton dunk was nasty, though.
Oh.
The Melton joint?
And Melton got talent, so that was a hell of a deal, man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, it was a hell of a
I'm
deal.
going to make another Minnesota Timberwolves statement as we get ready to bring on CJ, bro. A lot of people disagree with me.
Okay.
Karl Anthony Towns is the coldest sorry dude in the NBA, bro. Like, he's the sorriest cold dude. However you want to put it together. Like,
yeah, he's a sorry cold dude.
for real, man. Like, he's good, but he's sorry. Like, people call him like top 10, top 15 in the league. Like, what league we talking about?
What about Caruso? I thought Caruso was the best sorry.
No. Caruso's just good. Caruso can play. He's good defensive player.
He's overrated still. He gets the Laker curve. He got the Laker curve, but I've never seen what people saw in Cat. Like, he's good, but like,
wow, it's good without being impactful. It doesn't impact winning. It doesn't.
And it doesn't seem like he cares. It doesn't seem like he cares win or lose. Like, all right, I hit a shot from half court. All right, let's go play some more. I don't get it.
Unbelievable. It's unbelievable right here. And joining us now, our good friend, CJ Hurt, at Conradicalness on Twitter, my former co-host, right here on these very airwaves, now part of the Grind City Media crew and the Rise and Grind program, among many other things over at Grind City Media. Good afternoon, CJ Hurt. How are you, buddy?
If my gal looked like Karl Anthony Towns' girl, I wouldn't care either. Good Lord. What's her name? It's Jordan something. Look up a picture of Karl Anthony Towns' girl.
Jordan Woods. Jordan Woods.
Jordan Woods. Oh, dear sweet Lord. Remember when the Bussy Challenge was going on? And I did that challenge. And she did the Bussy Challenge. And,
wait, I think I saw that. Hold on. Pause. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to be doing a little research right fast.
Go ahead and do the research, man. Find the Bussy Challenge while you looking, dog. Like, it's some good stuff. I don't know what more we can expect from Karl Anthony Towns, though. Right? Like, he's doing what he can. It's not his fault everybody else around. My man is hitting half-court shots, dog, and they still losing. Like, eventually some of this has to get off of Karl.
Yeah. Those folks suck, though, bro. Like, for real, though.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely. And that might be endemic of what that franchise is and why it's so hard for me to wrap my head around folks that are fans of professional teams. Peter, you're dealing with this as well if you're still on that bandwagon. Well, not bandwagon, but if you're still riding with the Washington football team. Right?
Yeah,
what the franchise is. No matter who comes in, no matter who leaves, be it the Detroit Lions and Barry Sanders and Calvin Johnson or all those talented people who come through Washington on the football side of things, or everybody who's come through Minnesota after Kevin Garnett, and hell, even before Kevin Garnett, right? Like, there's been talent there for whatever reason. Not whatever reason. It seems like it is. Like, if all these good people are coming through your organization and you're still terrible, it might be the people in charge, dog, and the people signing the checks. And there's no way to get rid of those types of people. There's no way to change owners unless they go full on Donald Sterling.
Well, and we've talked about that before. The worst thing for a franchise is bad owners, because there's just nothing. There's nothing you can do at this point. And you look at the Suns are finding this out now. I mean, there's so many teams you have to. It's extremely hard to get a guy like that out of the out of the league, no matter what. Timberwolves, they suck. Grizzlies, on the other hand, we were talking about this. Ja Morant, 33, 6, and 8. CJ, he had a phenomenal run in the fourth quarter where he went off. But if you'd watch the bulk of that game, you wouldn't think he's 33-6-8. But this is truly what it's like to have a superstar player, where the guy can have like a okay night, kind of off night for most of it, and then come back with like 4 or 5 spectacular plays at the end of the game, and lo and behold, you win.
Oh, absolutely. That's what star players do in this league. That's what superstars do in this league. Say, it was a whole game, and you look up and you see that stat line. You're like, wait a second, it didn't feel like that. But superstars take over games in ways regular players don't. And I know Ja is superstar. If we can talk about, hey, he hasn't done enough yet to earn that moniker. He's still young in his career. He's got to do X, Y, and Z. I know Ja's a superstar right now. Because when Ja has the ball, it gets loud on that court. It gets loud from fans waiting and anticipating something happening. More importantly, though, it gets loud on the opposing team's bench.
Right.
They are talking when Ja has the ball. They are making sure not just the people on the court, but everybody around. They are making sure that hey, Morant has the ball. Pay attention. It was that case. You could hear it. You could hear it on the TV in the Washington Wizards game, where when Ja touched the ball, that Wizards bench, that Wizards coaching staff was like, hey, yo, hands up, pay attention. He's got the ball. And you know who the hell he is. You could hear it last week. Who they played last week? I can't remember. But last Wednesday, they had that home game. And you could hear it there also, where when Ja has the ball, not when he's bringing the ball up the court and initiating offense, but when he passes the ball, cuts away, and gets the ball back, everybody's like, hey, yo, man with the ball in the corner, man with the ball on the wing. We got to pay attention, get ready, because we don't want him getting us like he gets everybody else. And that's what matters.
You said something about how people debate about whether he's a superstar or not. My thing on that, CJ, has always been, if all you're worried about is time, as far as if somebody's a superstar or not, you're not worried about anything, because time is coming. You know what I mean? So if that's – because I had that discussion all the time. Like, bro, Ja's a superstar. Like, if you look at him and say, well, I got to give it some time, hey, give it as much as you want. If you can say that, you're looking at a superstar, bro. I mean, it's just period. What do you think is going to ultimately happen with the Brandon Clark situation? We saw him have a monster game yesterday, 20-plus points, just a lot of effort in just a short amount of time. A guy who's got DNPs throughout the season, for most of the season, Brandon Clark. How do you think yesterday's game will affect him going forward, possibly in the short term?
He's got to put more of those together. In the short term, it means you put him on the court. You find a way to put that type of player in your rotation. And he's got to be doing that every time he gets in. He's got to be more consistent, or consistently doing that. Don't forget, when DeAnthony Melton first got here, there were a lot of DNPs for him as well. What ended up happening is he got a shot, he got a chance, and he got better and better. He continued to play well at a high level and play really consistent basketball, and that's how he worked his way into the lineup, into the rotation. Brandon Clark has an opportunity to do the same thing. He got a chance last night. He made the most of it. I think that means that going forward in the short term, he'll continue to get opportunities in the next week or two. He's got to make the most of those opportunities and make it to where Taylor Jenkins can't not play him. Right? That Cat Williams, quote that famous American philosopher, Cat Williams, all a real one need is an opportunity. That's it. And once they get the opportunity, all they sit around their whole lives and do is talk about what they would do if they were to ever get the opportunity, right, to show that they're not playing. And if you get the opportunity, you got to go out there and perform at a high level. And I think Brandon Clark will continue to do so.
Let me ask you this. This is separate from the Grizzlies, but I'm just curious about. I think I know the answer, but we'll see. Did you take joy in what happened to Michigan State this weekend?
Oh, did I take joy in what happened to them? Did I take joy? Peter Edmondson, hell yeah, I took joy. I soaked that up. I rewound it several times. I went out. I came back home. I played it all the way from the beginning. Per couldn't, or per whatever the hell they name is, went out there and did me a big-time favor after those cheating-ass Spartans cheating my Wolverines out of a football game.
Well, that's kind of what I thought. That's kind of what I thought. I just wanted to confirm.
Gosh, you can count on Michigan State to beat Michigan State, boy. Two things Michigan State gonna do: they're gonna cheat to beat Michigan, and then they're gonna blow a game to Purdue. That's what they're gonna, or Northwestern or Illinois or somebody like that. right when everybody wants to believe Michigan State is good, they go out there and they lose to the likes of like an Indiana or something, or Western Michigan, right? Like, oh, it's so good. And they cheat. They don't know how to count down from 10 the right way. And apparently, they don't know what a freaking fumble looks like, because that was a fumble that was recovered in the end zone for a touchdown. With that touchdown, Michigan wins by 4 on the road against a top 10 team, and we're having a different conversation, right? But no, that's not a touchdown. I don't know what you're looking at. If the ball is on his hip, what quarterback falls to the ground with the ball on their hip? That's not possession. That's a fumble, dog. Stop playing with me. But you know what? We go to East Lansing for reasons like this. We should have won that game. We know what we're getting when we go to East Lansing. It builds character. We know we're playing against a bunch of cheaters, and it builds character. You know how baby brothers do. They can't beat you.
Y'all got a lot of character. Y'all got a lot of character. Y'all got a lot of character, though.
Yeah, it's a lot of character at the University of Michigan. That little brother cheats to win. Say what?
Said you built a tremendous amount of character.
Oh,
Especially against
yeah.
Ohio State.
All
a lot
the
of character
got built.
Huge character statues, character monuments are being built.
Wait till we get the character. Wait till we start building character against Ohio State, man. That's going to be another one. There'll be a whole lot of character there. A whole lot of it.
Well, it's exciting to watch. Here's the other thing. So you guys are in the leaders and legends. Which one? The legends division? Are you guys?
No,
in?
they got rid of that. They got rid of that dumb thing. So we're in the East. Although they may need to bring it back, because the fact that Michigan, that Penn State goes Ohio State, Michigan State is God bless Indiana. Also, who has to go Michigan State, Ohio State, Penn State. They may need to bring that back. And also, I'm tired of playing Wisconsin every damn year. Good Lord.
Yeah. Well, Wisconsin somehow amongst the four-way tie at the top of the West, and at the bottom of the West, Nebraska. Now, explain this one to me. Scott Frost paid, it looks like, somewhere in the neighborhood of about $9 or $10 million to come back next year. Now, he's had 4 straight losing seasons to start his Nebraska career. Very few coaches have survived 4 straight. And then he redid his buyout. He took a $1.5 million pay cut for next year to stay, and redid his buyout so they only owe him $7.5 million should he get fired, rather than $15 million. Now, explain this one to me. Like, I've heard of betting on yourself, but you're costing yourself $10 million to stick around. He's paying them $10 million to coach. I'm not understanding this one.
Hey, listen, you asking the wrong one, because you'd have to fire me and pay me the full buyout. I'm not giving no money back. Let me go. I don't mind it. I guess because it's home, right? It's home. It's your love. It's that they love you. You love them. You wanted to work. They wanted to work. So you're willing to do whatever to get another opportunity and another shot. What hurts Nebraska, I think, is, on a much larger scale, the fact that they've lost their footprint. One, right? That they're not getting kids coming in who are in love with that Nebraska heyday football. And part of that is because they leave Oklahoma, their rival, right? That's where rivalries sort of matter, where when you leave your big-time rival, things like this can happen. You leave your natural footprint to the Southwest to play in the Midwest, like that's going to affect recruiting some for you. And so you're not getting the same caliber players for that reason. And we got games on everywhere now. So the one thing you could say in the 70s and the 80s and the 90s, if you were a Nebraska coach going in to recruit a top recruit, is, hey, we're one of a handful of teams that's going to have games on national television. Everybody's going to get to see you. Well, now everybody's got games on national television. That's not a selling point. And, hell, you tell me, would you rather kick it in Lincoln, Nebraska, or somewhere like Athens, Georgia, where Atlanta's around the corner, Columbus is around the corner, right? Like that hurts Nebraska. Mm-hmm. Also, I think that eventually they'll have to let Scott Frost go. And this is, to me, of all of the blue bloods that are down right now, I think Nebraska is the one that's going to stay here permanently. Like, I just don't see how they get out of this.
CJ, after watching last night's Steelers and Bears game, how soon are we getting rid of the taunting calls in NFL?
Listen, I don't know. They seem pretty committed to this.
It's so ridiculous, though, man.
It's you're running off the field and you say something to the ref, and the way he threw that flag, hats off to that ref, because that was a look at me moment.
That was incredible.
Incredible. It was a amazing. I love the way he threw that flag. He's like, wait, what? Stare him down? Like, that is taunting right there. If he did that in Major League Baseball as a batter, the next time he went to the plate, somebody would hit him with a ball, right? Because you can't just be staring dudes down as you throw a flag at them for taunting. Like, he threw it high. I don't know. I think the NFL is going to look at this and say, well, at least we don't have a Cortland Finnegan versus Andre Johnson moment, right? Mm-hmm. At least we don't have a Myles Garrett and a Mason Rudolph moment, or who OBJ get into it? Which cornerback? Josh Norman moment, right? At least we don't have OBJ, Josh Norman running around trying to decapitate each other. So I think the NFL is going to keep this here. Players are just going to have to adjust and adapt, and, you know, like you do with your siblings, right? Your parents ain't around. Your parents are around. You got to get in real close and whisper sweet nothings in his ear. Like, hey, you suck. But don't say it too loud to where you get caught. Like, you're going to have to lean in and whisper it from now on. Players are just, I think it'll be fine.
It's just wild, though, man. You know a guy's playing against his former team. Let him get his stuff off, man. I mean, you can't let a game be determined by something like that. It's just so – it's just
all these social media. We talked about the social media people, you know, and the Ole Miss, that post from Ole Miss about Hugh Freeze.
Great post. Great post.
People just let them have fun. This is what it's supposed to be all about, man. We're out here having fun. Like, come on. That's great. That's just great work. That's great work right there, everybody. Come on.
Yes.
Don't be like, oh, it's not classy. Well, this is sports. This isn't diplomacy. We're not. Come on, exactly. It's not a classy sport.
Football because it's classy. Who the hell is sitting there with their monocle on while smoking from their corn pipe, eating caviar?
Uncle Pennybags out here with his little
sipping tea with a piggy extender, and all this kind of
pince nez and like a little cigarette in one of those long holders. Like
with a pinky ring.
Cracking game of football. This is. Get out of here.
No, we're not doing it. But again,
the Steelmen and the Bears were quite something last night, wasn't it? That was quite a frolicking game of gridiron football. I enjoyed watching those savages get after each other.
Did you catch the last second shot by Carl Anthony Towns?
Did you see Demetrius Morant? And Demetrius Morant was incredible. They call him Ja. Oh, do they? I call him Demetrius.
They don't call him Big 12 for nothing.
No, we're not doing that.
Let them out there. Yeah, mate.
What is this, cricket? What are we out here? Get it. Come on.
We get squeamish with fighting, right? We've gotten to that point. And so we're trying to take that out. And so if you're saying, hey, we don't want people fighting, then what you're saying is, hey, we need to make sure we prevent the stuff that leads up to a fight. Me personally, fighting is kind of, you know, was kind of a way of life when I was growing up. I think we're trying to move past that, which I guess is a good thing. I'm not really sure I'm out of it. But that's what we're trying to do. So if we're trying to do that, then I get trying to take some of the trash talk out. But, fights happen. As long as nobody dies, we good to go. Everybody get up, dust themselves off, wipe the blood from your nostrils, keep it going, man.
Yeah, it's like you're talking about the entertainment business. Like, football is on TV to entertain us. And if a guy's taunting his former team and he makes a big play, and like, how is that bad for television? You know what I mean? At the end of the day, bro, like, I don't. It's just so strange, especially when the game literally came down to that call. It should have been a no call. It's just disgusting. But yeah.
Well, there we go. CJ, give us the heads up on what's going on with you over at Grind City.
I'm not doing too much, man. I just, I got HBCU Huddle. It's going to drop on Thursday. Everybody check it out. We got the same top 3 teams in the HBCU rankings. We're going to talk about them, Jackson State, Prairie View A&M. They're on a collision course. And if Jackson State loses too, and Florida A&M wins out, they'll be going to the SWAC championship game. So we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about more from the weekend that was and preview the SEAC and the CIAA. Thankfully, those 2 championships, in football, thankfully, our friends at Chowan did not make it to the CIAA championship game to determine who was going to win that championship. They did also, that predominantly white institution did fall out of the historically black college and university rankings. So I'm sure we'll touch on that. And we got a lot more stuff to talk about. Check us out, grindcitymedia.com.
What's the name of the school again?
Chowan. Chowan, Chowan.
So I'll be looking for the Chowan on Grind City Media.
Looking for the Chowan. Hey, Hey, speaking of which, did you see the last night when at the end? You weren't there, but CJ, I don't know if you were there, but one of the great moments, the new DJ guy that they got, DJ 1 Cent or the DJ Mic Drop, whatever his name is. I don't know. The DJ guy that they got,
Mike T.
Mike T. Mike T.
Come on, Peter.
So Mike T.
Come on, man.
I don't know. Sorry, man. But DJ Mike T, he's doing a good job. But he plays the. When I say weak ass, you say in like, but he couldn't. They couldn't do weak ass or the other word. So it was just when I say weak, you say weak.
End.
Like everyone's like, what do I do? I don't. A lot of kids going home like, what did that mean, Daddy? When I say weak, nobody says anything.
They got to fly Mike T to Denver and let him be the DJ at those games.
When I say weak,
about that life, baby. Nikolai not playing no games with these dudes.
Oh yeah. Who you got, by the way? The Jokic's or the Morrises?
Easily the Jokic's. The Jokic's are real life thugs. Let's not pretend and make moans about it. They are real life goons. Anytime you get mad at a brother for not climbing a tree and you decide his punishment is to be held down while one of you throw knives at him, oh no, y'all different. There's hope over here. Right? I get that we've got rough parts of towns all over America. I get that we in certain parts we scrap, we fight. The streets is real over here. But like over there is different. It's always winter in Serbia.
He grew up in a civil war. He grew up in an actual civil war, like a literal civil war.
No. Did you see their statement?
Yeah.
Read their statement on Twitter. And then read it with a Serbian accent. It comes off completely different. It sounds like they will put somebody's body in a trunk. Like they're not playing. Leave them alone. Please. And you know what happened? What happened was last year with the whole campaign foul and Devin Booker talking mess to Jokic. His brothers was there. They wanted to get at Devin Booker. They couldn't. They pulled him to the side eventually and was like, yo, check this out. These dudes in the NBA not going to keep running up on you like that. Either you fight them or we going to fight you. So you pick. Either way it goes, you fight. And if you fight us, you catch a knee to ass whooping, dog. So figure it out from there. So he's different. And he's coming in different.
We're all wondering what happened to Michael Porter Jr. Maybe he got pushed by Jokic in practice because he balled up. Marquise Morris got balled up when he pushed him yesterday. I can see that.
Man, Hey, listen, real quick, I don't want to say I lost respect for anybody. I'm not trying to challenge anybody's manhood. I'm not trying to fight Jokic either.
No.
But don't meet me in the back guy when he's in front of
Jimmy Butler, get out of here, Jimmy.
No.
I know.
Don't even get me
security guy right in front of you.
He's there. He's there. Meet him there. You want to fight him? Go get him. He's looking at you. Go get him.
He's right there. He's not going anywhere. All right. We appreciate it, man. We'll talk to you next week.
All right, CJ.
All right,
CJ. All right, buddy. CJ Hurd. He's the best. Love talking to our buddy CJ. We'll come back and continue. I want to get more thoughts on the Jokic v. Morris struggle as we continue. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56.98.5.
Be sure to follow us at Sports 56 WHBQ on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube to watch live video of our shows. Stay up to date with station events and have chances to win prizes from Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Tiger Nation, your 2021 NIT champion Memphis Tigers are back and ready to make a splash in the American Conference. Season tickets are on sale now. Don't miss a minute of the action with the #1 recruiting class and a brand new coaching staff with Hall of Famer Larry Brown and former NBA star Rasheed Wallace. To lock in your seats for all the action and excitement, call 901-678-2331 or visit GoTigersGoTix.com today.
Hey, Jeff Allen, Randy here. It's time to party down and get happy over there at Gossett Kia South Mount Moriah.
That's right, Randy, and we'll make you happy with the 41 MPG 2022 Kia Forte, $189 a month, 36-month lease, just $29.99 due at signing. Or a 2022 Kia Sportage LX, $199, 36-month lease.
Plus, don't forget 2022 Kia Sorento LX, you Gossett at $289, 36-month lease. And they're both only $34.99 due at signing.
Plus, you'll always get Kia is 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain limited warranty. So whether you live in Horn Lake, South Haven, Olive Branch, or Memphis, we'll make you happy at Gossett Kia on Mount Moriah, 2680 Mount Moriah, or KiaMountMoriah.com.
All 36-month leases, $650 acquisition fee, 30,000 miles per year, 20 cents excess mileage, must finance through Kia. Forte NE 415,838, MSRP 21,535, Sportage N7011 110, MSRP 27,635, Sorrento NGO 83,556, MSRP 29,215. Includes all rebates and incentives, must finance through Kia, excludes tax title and license with approved credit. See dealer for complete details. Offer valid through 11/30/2021. Dealer stock only.
Hi, this is John Conway with Conway Services. Did you pay a big repair bill on your existing heating and air conditioning system this year? Is your energy guzzling heating and air conditioning system on its last leg and you think it's worth nothing? Good news, it's buyback days at Conway Services. We'll buy back your repair this year up to $1,500 toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. That's right, we'll buy back your repair up to $1,500 even if we didn't do the repair. Just show us your repair receipt from any company and we'll buy back that repair. If you didn't have a repair bill this year, we'll give you up to $1,500 trade-in for that old energy guzzling system toward the purchase of select Carrier Infinity systems. When air conditioning systems get older and inefficient, the cost of repairs and higher utility costs almost pay for a new system. So call Conway Services, the Mid-South's premier heating, cooling, plumbing, and electric service company today, and the first 30 callers with a 10-year-old heating and air conditioning system will come out and inspect it absolutely free.
Call 384-3511. Conway Services. Call Conway today.
Step up your wings game at East Coast Wings and Grill. With 60 wing flavors and 7 heat indexes, do you have what it takes to turn the heat on your wings up to insanity? East Coast Wings and Grill is family friendly with a large variety menu to satisfy the whole bunch. Sign up today for their loyalty program and taste the rewards. For every $1 you spend, you collect a point. Earn 100 points and receive a $5 reward. Next to Lowe's off Highway 64 in Bartlett, come try America's best wings at East Coast Wings and Grill.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
All right. So, did you ever decide who you got? For those that didn't see last night, the Jokic Morris situation. The Morrises are known for being somewhat cheap shot artists themselves, but it all really went off when Jokic felt as though he had been cheap shotted by Markieff Morris.
Mm-hmm.
So he's running down, and all of a sudden he just shoves Markieff Morris as hard as he can, knocks him down. Markieff has to be like stretchered off. The Heat get furious. Jokic gets kicked out of the game. Jokic is, Marcus Morris tweets out that, he pushed him with my weights and my bro's back was turned, noted, and and then the Jokic brothers, and this was like people thought this was a joke account, but it was not. It's an actual.
No, it was 100% them. Yeah,
literally, they started a Twitter account
last night.
Only to send a message that we, and if you're going to do anything, do it right here so that we all can see it, and basically calling them out directly on Twitter. It's quite something. It's quite something.
If I think you're about to ask me who am I taking in this battle royale,
who,
are we doing the 3 Jokic brothers against the Morris twins plus Jimmy Butler? Is that what we're doing?
I mean, since I guess we need a 6th man, so
right.
yeah, you could throw in pick a 6th man of your choice. If you want it to be Jimmy Butler, he claims to want that smoke, so
yeah.
So there you go.
I'm gonna say this, and I'll say this easily. Let me clear a couple things up. I'm not gonna go fake tough guy with the Morris twins because they about their smoke too now. They about their life.
Mm-hmm.
Them dudes, I can't remember where they from, but they in them streets now.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know where Jokic is from, but them streets a little different than wherever the twins from. Just being real. Like it's the difference between being in the streets and being out here in wherever they from. You know what I mean? Like it's different, man.
Yeah.
When you got that international, somebody might come up missing. There ain't no police to deal with. Like that's a totally different situation, bro. When it's like, hey, police just turn their back to the nonsense. Yeah, the Jokic is. I ain't playing with them dudes at all, bro. I promise you on that. And now I look at Nikola Jokic a lot differently now. Like that dude's a real lunatic. Because I remember when help me out, Peter was here. Equally crazy and from over there somewhere.
Yeah. Darko
Milicic. A fool.
Yeah, Darko was
a
absolutely
fool. Him and OJ Mayo. He almost had to kill OJ Mayo in practice one time this year.
Man who ripped his
I'm not
jersey.
playing with them dudes, bro. And Jimmy Butler, you so. I'm gonna throw fake tough guy on you though, Jimmy. I ain't gonna lie, cause that was weak as hell what you were doing last night, for sure. Like you just bro, you had all that opportunity before they cleared the court, but now you let me get your little head, man, tight prison braid hair, braids like some stitches in the top of his head, man. Get all about here, let's throw Jimmy Butler. Man, get out of here, Jimmy Butler.
And then showing up and then making sure they show up with these security guard right in the way.
Yeah, making sure the camera on you while you running your mouth.
Yeah,
all right. Yeah. I'm just glad Jokic didn't snap off on Jaren when Jaren made that foul block. Man, imagine if he'd have pushed Jaren. That man would have broke that dude. Jaren would have still been in pieces all over the court right there. I think I found his leg.
You would have snapped him like a glow stick, like you're starting to go.
My
spine.
You play the Lego video games, like
where
you get they break them in all those pieces. That would have been Jaren right now.
Oh God!
Oh man, Jokic, Team Jokic. For sure.
No, I agree. I agree with you. It would have been ugly.
Mm-hmm.
It would not have worked out well for anybody. Hour number 2, we're going to talk a little Tiger basketball, baby, because it is tonight. Tonight's the night. Tonight's the night it gets started. Tonight's the night. Please.
Oh, cool makes G's. Come on now.
Tonight's the night, baby. So blow up on E's. Tonight is the night.
Yes, sir. Get ready.
Oh. Tonight's the night. I call up all the girls I used to go to school with.
Anyway. They ain't ready for that. They ain't ready for that one.
Peter, you've been hanging with DJ, what you call him, DJ Drip. 1 cent Drip.
That's right. DJ 1 cent.
Such and such.
All right, hour number 2 on the way. We're going to talk to Steven Johnson about the Tigers. Stick around.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Action247.com is your Tennessee sportsbook for same-day pay. Action247.com. Local, legal. A sportsbook by Tennesseans, for Tennesseans. Win a little or win a lot. Action247 has same-day pay. The other guys make you wait for your winnings. No more waiting with Action247 same-day pay. Visit us online at Action247.com. Local, legal. Action247. You got action.
Problem gambling? Call 1-800-889-9789.
We're planning a trip to Spain later this year.
But our Spanish
is pretty bad. So we're using Babbel.
Babbel's conversation-based method teaches you real-life words and phrases. And with Babbel's interactive, bite-sized lessons, you'll remember what you learned.
There's no easier way to learn another language.
Ahora hablamos español.
He just said now we speak Spanish.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free. Just go to Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com.
Nestled in the heart of East Memphis, located corner of Park and Cherry, is a beautiful residential neighborhood. I'm here at Town Village Audubon Park interviewing a new resident, Carolyn. Share with us why you chose Town Village.
Well, if your parents or special friends need to make that big move, let me share with you my experience. It was tough for me to leave home, but then I discovered Town Village. I would like to highly recommend Town Village to you and your loved ones. After looking at all the amenities and meeting all the people and staff, I was hooked. From restaurant, bistro, 3 meals per day, housekeeping, transportation, security, health care, physical therapy, exercise room, and even a heated pool and spa. Come see us and make your new home at Town Village.
Visit us and call Daniel at Town Village Audubon Park at 901-374-7342. There's no place like home, Town Village.
We are Sports 56 WHBQ Memphis and W253DF Memphis, Flynn Broadcasting Stations. Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
It is our number 2.
That it is.
On Sports 56 Grind Time right here. Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5. A little Soft Rock Tuesday, a little journey for you. The journey begins for the University of Memphis men's basketball team tonight. Anthony Sane, how excited are you about this Tigers?
Man, I ain't gonna lie. I'm pretty excited, bro. I'll be there tonight. I kind of planned my week around this day for a while. Had to do some co-parenting maneuvering. As you all know, Tuesday and Thursday is Taekwondo Tuesday and Thursday.
Taekwondo Tuesday.
But yeah, so Gabe's mom, shout out to her for stepping in. She's going to take care of those Taekwondo duties for Gabe for today so I can go to the game. I'm super excited. I'll be in the house. I'll be there early for the burger and or hot dog.
Okay.
They will be available in the media room.
Let me know if you need some company now.
I will. The Tigers pretty much keep it simple. It's going to be burgers and hot dogs every game. Burgers and hot dogs every game. They keep it simple. So I'll be there early for that. And it's free, so I'll be there. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to see the Amani Bates of the world, the Jonathan Lawsons of the world. Hopefully, Steven Johnson could give us a Chandler Lawson update. The Jalen Durans of the world. I want to see that.
How do you feel about it? Maybe we should maybe we should have him do that right now, as a matter of fact. Because he joins us now, ladies and gentlemen, from the Daily Fan, Steven Johnson. How are you, Steven Johnson?
Hey, what's going on, man? I'm doing all right. I went to my first Grizzlies game last night as a non-employee. Had a great time watching Ja do his thing. I'm doing good.
What did you think about that? That was crazy, right?
Yeah, so my friend ended up getting some really good seats, so I was maybe a row or two behind media row. So it was I figured the game might be pretty decent. Minnesota might not be that good by the end of the season, but Ant Edwards, Cat, D'Lo, there's enough guys that I knew the game would have some excitement. But it's the games got crazier and crazier. I think they fell down 14 before they ended up coming back.
Mm-hmm.
So
Job that dude. So I'll just leave it at
that. Big news today. I don't understand what they're talking about, mainly because I've been trying to read it while I'm on the air. But there's an IARP update that came out today, and concerning some actions that Penny Hardaway has put in place as well. Can you catch me up, catch our listeners up, catch us all up on what is going on today as far as the IARP is concerned?
Well, basically there was a lot of. I suppose you could say there was a lot of activity last month in October. The University of Memphis and Penny Hardaway responded to the amended notice of allegations the school received in July. I guess that response, from what I've been reading, maybe wasn't satisfactory to some guidelines or something like that. So that panel requested an updated response. The University of Memphis responded. And on that same day, Penny requested an extension, and a couple of days later, he submitted a response to the notice of allegations through some type of counsel, which was the latest update, and that was on October 25th. So more or less, the school and Penny had kind of finally responded to, I guess, the notice of allegations, and I'm assuming now, I guess, the panel is going and looking over that, and. I'm not sure what the next step is, honestly, but, maybe the decision will come down. They have the response from Memphis. They got it about 2 weeks ago, and there hasn't been anything added to the timeline since then. So it seems like the IARP has the University of Memphis response and Penny's response, and it's kind of, I guess, doing their due diligence.
Well, this whole thing is kind of going on, in the background of all of the action that is getting underway, Steven. So, what do you expect ultimately? Do you think the starting lineup that we see tonight will be the same as we saw in that final exhibition game? Do you notice anything ready to be changed, anything like that?
Well, Penny had said on Friday he still hadn't decided. I still think right now that the lineup we saw against Lane, Alo, Imani Bates, Lester, DeAndre, and Jalen Duren is going to be the starting five tonight. Could be surprised, wouldn't be surprised if maybe he's slotted Landers in there. But as much as I know he wants the ball to be in Imani's hands, I think he wants him to kind of grow into that position, which maybe he might be. Maybe he's not ready game one to run point guard 75% of the time, but by game 20, maybe he is. And like I said, I know Alo just gets people charged up, man. I've seen it on Twitter. Any lineup with him in it or with the thought of him getting the starter, you have got people on both sides of the fence passionately talking about it. I just think what he brings with defense, the fact that he kind of gives Imani room to grow as that maybe a floor general, will be beneficial early on. He's a senior guard, and we know Penny trusts him. And that's something that I think Penny keeps harping on, and that's kind of what I've latched on to. He keeps saying it's not going to be necessarily the most talented starting five or the quote-unquote the best team. It's going to be about the unit that has the most chemistry and the one that he trusts the most. And we know this. I believe in my heart that he trusts Alo maybe more than anybody on this roster, maybe outside of Lester and DeAndre. So my prediction is that we'll see that starting five, but, Penny can easily go any direction you want.
Any update on the Chandler Lawson situation? I haven't seen that he's eligible yet, but do you think it'll be how far do you think we are on that whole timeline on that?
Man, it's tough to say. Like, once we got the only, I guess, quote-unquote update we got from Penny on Friday was there is no update. It's still something they're working on. He did say, like, the minute they get the letter or the minute he gets his waiver, he'll be able to play. So let's say if, like, as soon as I hop off the phone, if Oregon does whatever Oregon needs to do and Chandler's ruled eligible, he will be able to play tonight and he would play. So I guess that's a small sign of encouragement, but I'm really not sure how long this saga will last. You would think that would be resolved sometime this month, but it's kind of dragging on, and you just kind of feel for Chandler at this point, honestly.
Outside of a loss, the Tigers are big favorites tonight. Outside of a loss, what would have you feeling not so great about what you saw tonight?
If there are just a bunch of turnovers, and because with the exhibition games, there are a lot of people playing. Some guys that probably aren't going to play during the season, so some of that you can excuse. And look, the Tigers. Penny says he wants the Tigers to be the number one in pace. So when you're playing fast, turnovers are going to come. So I'm not expecting the Tigers to have, lead the country for the least amount of turnovers. But I really think if you're Memphis and what Penny really wants, you want to stay away. You don't want to see the team come up with 15, 20 turnovers against an overmatched opponent, because that means more than likely that the Tigers are out there making sloppy plays. Like Tennessee Tech shouldn't have the defense that should really force a lot of turnovers, but if you see them getting up into that high double digits, like 16, 17, then that means you're seeing some boneheaded passes. Maybe things are out of sync. And don't get me wrong, they'll have time to work that out. But it would really be encouraging if you saw this offense come out clicking and they're sharing the ball while also protecting the ball as well, too.
Is there any reason from your analysis of the situation to be concerned about Tennessee Tech as an opponent?
Not really. I mean, I looked on the sports books. Memphis is a 28.5 favorite on MGM. I think Memphis should cover. Tech, they got a couple guys out the transfer portal. I think 5 players, so they weren't good last year. That's the nicest way I can say it. Went 5-22. That was one of the worst seasons in program history. So they'll be better because
they won their last 2 though in the regular season. They won their last 2. You got to give them that. I mean, hey.
I suppose, but they have some
technically on a 2-game winning streak in the regular season. So,
right. Progress is progress, so you can't knock it at all. But they hit the transfer portal hard. They have Junior Clay was the second leading scorer in the OVC last year. So there's some talent on the team. I mean, I don't think they'll just roll over from the jump, but Memphis has too much depth. Memphis has too much talent. They should cover this game, I believe.
Steven, what's your opinion on the University of Memphis Tigers basketball court? It's pretty divisive. Some people like it, some people love it. Well, no, it's kind of like a love or hate type thing. So which side are you on?
Some people like it, some people love it.
Now I was going to go all the way down the
like
line, but it really is no line. It's either or pretty much. Go ahead, say it again.
I like the court. I don't know if I would say I loved it, but I know when they unveiled it, I liked it. You know, it's who has that court that's like black or something like that? Is that UCF?
I can't remember.
Yeah,
somebody
they
has
had
like a black court
USF, right? Or is it, no?
Somebody down in Florida has like a black court. I don't like that one at all, but I like the one the school uses.
Yeah, I think it's loud, bold, and obnoxious, just like Memphis. So come with it.
Well, you're not necessarily wrong. But,
yeah, UCF has a black court.
Like it. Yeah, the black court.
I mean, I think I don't know. I don't know. I like different. So I'm with it being. Sometimes it can do a little too much. Some of these teams have like the logo that takes up like half the entire court and the front and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. That I don't care for, but it's okay. I don't know. You got to be yourself, so I'm okay with it. I'm okay.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it. I'm not gonna say like just stab my foot down and say I absolutely love it. It's the best court in college basketball, but I like it. It's unique. It stands out in more good ways than bad, I think.
Well, I think that's probably about right for the University of Memphis. Overall, what is the expectation specifically for the most the guys that people are going to sit there and really be watching tonight? Yeah, Imani Bates, Jalen Duren. Do you expect big starts for each guy? Do you expect them to kind of ease into things? Will they be highlighted? How is that going to go in your mind?
I think we could see a big game from Imani. Tech does have. They do return the senior big. They brought in another guy, I think, from Xavier on the block as well, too. So they have a couple veterans down there that can make life not necessarily difficult, but maybe it might be enough to not let Jalen just, do a dunk fest like he was doing against Lamont and some of those other schools. So I think Imani's a guy that could have a big game today because, they don't have anybody that can really throw it at a 6'9" guard, I think. And I thought he played really well in the exhibition. Not trying to force it. I think Penny, this might be a game. Penny kind of pushes them a little bit like, hey, like go out there and look for you. Like move the ball, of course. Don't come down, just hog it. But, be assertive, be aggressive, look for your shot. And we saw it a little bit against Lane, some of that shot-making ability. I think it will be more on display with Imani today. And I think Jalen will really show out on the defensive end maybe more than offense tonight.
Tie game, 10 seconds left. We won't see this tonight, I'm assuming. But tie game, 10 seconds left. Who is Coach Penny running to play for?
If it happened tonight, which it shouldn't.
Hey, we're in trouble. If it happened tonight, man, we need to just taper all expectations.
If it happens in November, I think the guy might be Lester. But by the time March comes, a conference play, I think it'll be Imani. Mm-hmm. I think it'll be Imani. He's gonna live, ride, and die with him. But I think right now, one of the veterans, Landers or Lester, will be the guy you're running a play for before kind of clearing the way for Imani to kind of be that alpha dog by the time we get to the end of the season.
You wrote a little bit about the future recruiting too, because obviously, even though the season's about to start, there's still all the recruiting continues to go on. It's a constant in this whole thing. Zion Cruz being watched, Rob Dillingham as well. Rob Dillingham, these guys playing for Donda Academy. I know that Anthony Sain's a big Donda Academy guy. It's outstanding work. And then I hear that Penny Hardaway may have an edge on getting a young man named Ashton Hardaway, who's apparently somehow related to Penny. He may even be almost as close to him as Alex Lomax is. What do you think?
Y'all guys are hilarious. But yeah, man. Penny was active on the recruiting trail this weekend. His son Ashton Hardaway, apparently he's a baller. As one that I was reading a scouts report of how he looked over the weekend, said he has a flamethrower of a jump shot and could be one of the best shot makers in the 2023 class. And obviously, the Tigers should have a shot at potentially landing the next Hardaway. So I think that was a good sign for them. They're also his teammate in Duncanville, Texas, right outside of Dallas. Rob Holland was a 5-star wing in 2023 that visited the campus last month. So they're in the running for him, too. Zion Cruz, I think, might be one of the most – it's probably the biggest target left on the board in 2022. They're also recruiting a 5-star big, who I don't want to butcher his name, but they're in a good place with him as well, too. So if they can land him and Johan, they still have one kid committed, Noah Batchelor, from the original kind of trio of guys. That'll be a really good class. I think it'll be top 10. Not sure if it'll be top 5, but, the Tigers, I think, will kind of close strong there. And they should land some nice pieces in 2023 as well, too. So everything's looking good on that front. I know they had a couple of decommitments over the past couple of months. But to me, I think those were – in football, we call it processing, making room for some of the bigger names. So I guess you could call it that in basketball. So even though there's only one commitment in 2022 right now, I wouldn't worry. I think the Tigers will still kind of end up with one of the better classes in the country.
How much does the impact and the way things turn out this year affect recruiting? Because I envision, this, it just kind of feels like, strength leads to strength, and you end up with this virtuous circle. If this thing goes well, and fingers crossed, the IARP business stays at bay, and we don't have to deal with anything like that. That's obviously on the back burner. But if Penny can make the most, if you see a season where Imani Bates is winning a bunch of awards, if Jalen Duren's winning a bunch of awards, if those two guys, if Duren ends up a top draft pick and Bates ultimately could be the year after, does that then lead to Penny even more dominating the recruiting landscape? Because that's really the only thing at this point that is lacking is doing the stuff that Cal had done, where Cal would you could look at the amount of Kentucky players that made the NBA and were successful in the NBA, and it's dozens. That's a huge selling point. Penny's got everything else except for a massive crop of guys in the NBA. If things work out well here, does that become like a juggernaut type situation?
I think so. I think if everything goes as planned this year, and like you said, those guys, Jalen, and even to say like a guy like Josh Minot kind of pops off the screen and becomes one and done or goes to the first round next year, then you would think the floodgates would kind of basically open up for Penny and the Tigers in terms of their recruiting front. You have the staff, whether you keep Larry Brown long-term enough, you got Penny Hardaway. We know what the program has in terms of its facilities and location and things like that. So everything is pretty much set. I think just like you said, they just need – and obviously, like, there are plenty of 5-star recruits that are interested in Memphis. They are coming to Memphis already. So if you have that success, both on the individual level and you go to the Sweet 16, the Elite 8, whatever the case may be, then I just think it kind of it's the last piece of the puzzle, and it's going to say to all these recruits all over that not only can you come here and be developed for the NBA, which Penny Hardaway has been selling from the jump, now you're going to have that team success. And eventually, it's going to parlay over into the NBA. Precious kind of doing his thing now, but like you said, if Jalen goes in there, Imani goes in there, then hey, maybe you have a guy like Josh Minot or maybe one of the older veteran guys kind of go in that second round or maybe sign through the G League. And all of that stuff is going to help Penny Hardaway because now not only does he have kind of those NBA skins with the coaches, now he be able to point to Precious, Jalen, Imani, et cetera, to all these kids that trusted him to come here, that had success, and now they're in the league. So I definitely think it will open up the floodgates if they meet their expectations this year.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I can definitely see that snowball coming if they have a good season, but they got to do it. They got to do it on the floor, and it starts tonight. For sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it's going to be fun. We're going to watch it tonight, either down at FedEx Forum or on ESPN Plus. Thank you, Stephen. Appreciate it. We're going to be reading your stuff in the Daily Memphian and checking you out on Twitter as well. Thanks, man.
I appreciate y'all.
He's our guy, Steven Johnson, joining us each and every Tuesday. When we return, we'll kind of take a preview of the season and look ahead to what could be, what might be, some of the questions that are out there. We'll talk about that. We'll get back into the Grizzlies a little bit from last night, talk a little football, too. Those are all things on the agenda over the next 30 minutes or so on a beautiful, absolutely glorious Soft Rock Tuesday here on Grind Time, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 and 98.5.
The all-new Sports 56 Mornings with Greg Gaston and Eli Savoy. Weekday mornings from 7 to 10 right here on Sports 56 and 98.5 FM.
Hey, Memphis, thinking about buying a truck or SUV? Then come to the Sunrise Truck Corral. Want a red truck, black truck, white truck? How about a blue truck? Black wheels, chrome wheels. Come to the Sunrise Truck Corral. Two-wheel drive, four-wheel drive, extended cab, crew cab. Want a lifted truck? Come to the Sunrise Truck Corral. Want a diesel? How about a gas engine? Ford, Dodge, Chevy, Jeep, GMC, Toyota. We got them all at the Sunrise Truck Corral, the only dedicated truck lot in Memphis. Can't find a truck you like? Call, click, or come in. We'll find you the dream truck. Sunrise Truck Corral, Old Hummer Building on Highway 64 in Bartlett. We make it fun to buy a truck.
At Jason's Deli, when you're dining in or picking up curbside, you can expect wholesome food and no surprises, just delicious sandwiches, crisp salads, and quick quality meals made with the freshest ingredients and no artificial trans fats, MSG, high fructose corn syrup, or artificial colors and dyes. Around here, a lot of thought goes into what we put into our food and what we take out of it, because you're not just taking a bite, you're getting a taste of who we are. New items are constantly being created to expand our menu for all tastes and special diets with vegan and gluten-free options available. Convenience and on-time delivery you can count on. It's just a click away at jasonsdeli.com, so whether you need to feed 5 people or 5,000, the team at Jason's Deli, they have the credentials and the commitment to keep you satisfied. Freshness is nearby at Jason's Deli with locations at Ridgeway in the Park Place Center, Poplar and Highland, Germantown Road in Cordova, and on Goodman Road in Olive Branch. Jason's Deli. It's wholesome food and no surprises.
Tiger Nation, your men and women's basketball teams open the season at home Tuesday, November 9th. The women play at the Elma Rowan Fieldhouse against Xavier at 6 o'clock. Men's basketball will host Tennessee Tech at 7 at FedEx Forum. For tickets to all the exciting action, visit GoTigersGoTix.com or call 901-678-2331 today.
If you need glass replaced, there's only one name you need to know. Binswanger Glass, the largest full-service glass company in the U.S. They've been an industry leader for over 145 years. For all your residential, commercial, or auto glass needs, Binswanger Glass is the name you need to know. 24-hour emergency service for all commercial customers, plus a nationwide warranty on all professionally installed glass. Visit Binswanger Glass in Midtown at 340 South Hollywood across from the Liberty Bowl. Visit binswingerglass.com. Binswanger Glass.
Bellyacre's motto is City-Fied Farm Fresh. The goal is simple: provide a fun, unique farm-to-table experience for the whole family. 2 great locations, Regalia at 6130 Poplar and in Overton Square at 2102 Trimble Place. Overton Square hours Sunday through Thursday 11A to 9P, Friday and Saturday 11A to 10P. Regalia Sunday through Thursday 10:30 a.m. to 9 p.m. and Friday and Saturday 10:30 a.m. to 11 p.m. Signature burgers are made from 100% grass-fed beef. Sandwiches, salads, and the best milkshakes anywhere. The burgers, so good, like the Dare Ya or the Double Dare Ya, and the melt in your mouth. And you have to try the Voodoo Moo Moo. It is the quality brand the Bellyacres team has developed using grass-fed beef with creative homemade toppings in a fun farm setting right here in the city. The goal at Bellyacres? To become even more sustainable as they grow. In Overton Square and in Regalia, the very best quality available in Memphis, burger shakes and smiles at Bellyacres.
Hey all, Johnny Radio here from Sports 56. They're letting me loose this Friday at Town Village, Audubon Park. Come hang with me from 11 to 1, have some Q from Three Little Pigs Barbecue, gift cards from Neil's, and from my chiropractor, Dr. Star Cheshire. He's going to back your back up. I'll also be throwing out some Tiger football and basketball tickets, so get yourself here Friday, 11 to 1, Town Village, Audubon Park, at the corner of Park and Cherry, with me, Johnny Radio, on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sage.
Getting excited.
Yes, sir.
Getting excited. It's almost time. It's almost here. The season that everyone has kind of waited for.
It's a new season. Come on, now get with me.
And everybody, and if you already seeing.
Peter, I started singing gospel, man. You got to fall back, bro.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You mess around and go to hell playing like that, bro. Let me start all over. It's a new season. It's a new day. Come on now. A fresh anointing is coming my way. Y'all know the rest, bro. Come into me. Props to Israel.
It's a fresh anointing. You sound like a dryer commercial, man.
Yeah.
The fresh anointing. The fresh anointing. That's so wonderful.
There's a lot of words they said in church that, like, when I try to type them out, like, it comes back red. Like, wait, these ain't real words?
Yeah, sometimes you got to make some things up. Sometimes in church, you just don't have quite enough, enough words. I think that's understandable. You got to make some things up. That's fine.
I was at church one time and somebody had some candy called anoint mints. It was like breath mints. It was called anoint mints. Like it was a real product. Like they bought it like it somewhere.
That's beautiful. That's
bookstore, Bible bookstores. Yeah. But yeah.
That's beautiful right there. All right, so all right, so we talked Tigers. Now, you personally, as a Tiger fan, you and I are both Memphians. We've both been here from the beginning.
But you like to put on the illusion that you don't care about the local teams. Yeah.
It's not about that. Don't care is the wrong thing to say. I do care. I care greatly about it.
Is Taylor Jenkins your coach?
No.
But you don't care.
I'm
a Grizzlies fan.
How do you go from one thing to the other? He's not. I mean,
you know how happy I get to say Coach Penny when I walk in the room.
Coach Penny.
When Penny walking by me, my guy, what's up? Oh, Coach Penny. You know how excited I get when that happens.
Yeah,
man?
you get like a little schoolgirl. Like,
you think I'm watching? You think I'm watching Rock and Jock? Get me in there. That way I be squealing when I'm watching this stuff.
Hey,
man.
Coach Penny. It's like all these guys when John and
Rock
Jaron
and Jock.
walk in, and it's like ooh, oh hey guys, oh you look good. Oh, I love that tech suit. Oh no.
Mm-hmm. Hey, I don't care, man. I'm a
What'd
fan.
you do with your hair? Okay, all right.
Margianato,
looking good.
Margianato,
looking good, Penny. Oh, okay, all right.
You ain't gonna disrespect Penny this year, though. This Penny. What you better tone down that Penny this year, man. They call that man Coach Penny. Me coming to
Coach Penny.
Penny.
Coach Penny.
Penny, how do you feel about the James Wiseman situation? Yeah, look at what you got yourself into now, Penny. Like, hold on, Giannato. Hold on, damn it.
Oh man! All right, so
what if I just confronted Giannato
as a fan? I mean, it's just kind of how it goes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Going over to the last few seasons, and I mean, how far back do you have to go before you find a season that's this exciting? How far back do you remember? Do you remember a time when the Tiger season was this anticipated?
Yes. The James Wiseman year. Yeah, I was just excited then. I knew it wasn't what people were saying it was up and down the dial, but I knew it was a reason to be excited regardless.
You were this excited?
Yeah, because I was like at the Bluff on Highland, like super packed turnout, watching the game on the big screen. Yeah, I was like that kind of hype. I wanted to be amongst fans with a beer and wings. Like I was that kind of hype. God, dog, who is this on ESPN? Lord,
see, I don't. What I would say is, like, I mean, I get, like, I think the excitement of having Penny back as coach, Wiseman, Precious Achua, all that was exciting, but it was so quickly,
it went from
like,
nothing
taken
to,
away by all the nonsense and the craziness from the NCAA that you really never had a chance to even enjoy it. So. And then even beyond that, the excitement level, I don't know, to me this is the most anticipated season that I can remember since At least since like Derrick Rose.
Yeah.
And that
I think
adding to that group. I mean, it's been at least 10, 15 years since we've seen something like this, and maybe even more depending on how you feel about Imani Bates and Jalen Duren.
I think it's a different level of excitement because we have the expectation because we've seen a lot of these guys. Like when we're adding Duren and Bates to a group that's already a good group of players. You know what I mean? Like I think that's what adds to it because that team that Penny brought in with Wiseman and them, like it literally was just like a bunch of unknowns, a bunch of guys we'd never seen before, like thrown on top of nothing. You know what I mean? So I think that this year, for that reason alone, I do agree with you.
Is it going to be Jalen Duren?
I don't know. Ask Leon Taylor. I think he's still hanging on to Duren. So
yes, that should be the goal by the end of the day. By the end of this broadcast, let's ask him tonight. What is the name, and then we all stick with it, and let's just be done with it. Okay, that's whatever it is, whatever he says. Trayshawn Burrell. Yeah. Whatever it is, okay. Hey, you know what? Great, fantastic. We go with it, and then we'll be done with it, just like that. I think the level of excitement is incredibly high. The problems that you're going to see, you're definitely going to see a few. Coming in, you're definitely going to see some issues when it comes to playing time. You're going to see some guys start to grumble. What I'm really curious about is to see Imani Bates. And to see that shot and to see how smooth and easy it is. I want to see how quickly this offense starts to click in the execution level. Because, I've kind of been laboring under the conception that Penny's offense is better than we've seen over the last 2 seasons. It's just that there really hasn't been the specific talent to kind of make it work. Well, now there's definitely plenty of talent to make it work. That's certainly not an issue. So if that is true, what I say, then it should mean that this is a group that should immediately kind of bump up in terms of the talent level and in terms of the way the offense flows. That's what I'll be looking for because I want to see the offense flow right out of the gate.
Right.
I think that's important, and I think it should based on what this team's got talent-wise.
I'm looking at chemistry as well. I think that the team last year had a lot of guys that could play basketball as just individual players, but the chemistry issues reared their heads early and often last year's team. So I'm hoping to see that these guys can come out there and kind of put egos to the side and individual goals to the side and NIL numbers to the side and be a great team because they've got the talent on paper to be great, man. They've got shooting, they've got ball handling, they've got ISO players, they got post players, they definitely have defense. They got speed. They've got youth. They got veterans. They got crazy dudes. They got They got everything you pretty much need, man, to be an elite level team in college basketball. So I just think the key component is the chemistry. Guys getting along and wanting to be on the same page.
Yeah, that chemistry will be tested down the line. Probably won't be tested too greatly today. Nah. But certainly you can see it down the line enough. You've also got a few very intriguing matchups, including Duke and Kentucky, the nightcap up there in the Madison Square Garden in the Champions Classic, and a really, this is Coach K's final year. A lot of hype around this Kentucky team. And the way they've played, and to be honest with you, it was they looked a little bit shaky. A couple of their exhibition games haven't necessarily looked all that great. Kentucky only won one non-conference game last year, and Kentucky just had a really poor season all the way around. This is the year they bounced back. Duke wasn't a whole lot better, to be quite honest with you. Two teams that were really down last year. You going to be keeping an eye on this one? Because sure. There's a lot of potential NBA talent on the floor tonight.
When I talked to one of the scouts when Memphis had their pro day, these are definitely two of the teams that they talked about. Is anyone in the history of college basketball, or probably just sports period, going to soak up their farewell tour the way that Coach K is going to do starting tonight? Can you imagine it?
It's going to be.
Cal, I need you to
absolutely
kiss the ring, Cal, right now.
That's it's really crazy. I mean, there's going to be gifts. There's going to be stuff, the honors. Yeah. It's going to be just absurd, to be honest with you. I don't know.
If Calipari gets to crying or something, which I'm sure is something he's going to do to get some shine, he's going to come out there in tears, shaking his hand at the end of the game.
Well, you know, Kay is one of the greats of all time. It's just an honor to be here with him. So it's going to be. Somebody sent me in a private text the video of Kay's press conference where he announced that this was going to be his last year, and it's just ridiculous.
Oh man, just a self-love fest for sure.
Oh my Lord, it is a self-love fest, which you shouldn't talk too much about.
Yeah, on Zoom calls.
on Zoom. That'll certainly get you fired, as
yeah.
Jeffrey Toobin and others have found out.
Yeah.
Keep an eye on Ty Washington. Great name, and the kid, freshman guard from Phoenix, playing for Kentucky, got some nice size and quick. And I think he's gonna have a coming out party tonight. I think you're gonna be talking Ty.
Now I'm gonna tell you who my guy is.
Ty.
Coach Ivy's kid, Jaden Ivey.
Oh, Jaden Ivey, yeah.
Lil Ja. Lil Jaja.
Lil Jaja.
Have you seen that dude? Like, he literally looks just like Ja Morant. Hair,
he does. He really does.
Body, style of play, like, yeah. Like, I'm taking a look at him. He's gonna be my guy. I'm rocking with the college basketball. That's a non-Tiger, for sure. So, yeah.
I want to see the kid Paolo Banchero. For Duke, a presumed
wait, Ty Washington is a boy.
Yeah, Ty.
He drives a Porsche too. NIL.
Mm-hmm. Ty's he's for real, man.
Because I Google searched Ty Washington, and I thought this was a lady. I'm sorry. This is a man.
No. Yeah.
No offense,
but
I don't believe
a gentleman. Yeah, it's a gentleman.
Has he always been a gentleman? Like, I'm not trying to be funny. Like, he doesn't look like a guy at all. Looks like little Ty. I'm pulling for you, homie.
It doesn't sound like you are. To be honest with you.
Because I asked him, was he born a man?
Yeah, you were. It doesn't sound like you're the biggest Ty guy.
Little Ty with the good hair. Ty with the good hair.
With the good hair.
This is a dude for real?
Yeah, man. It's a top 10 recruit, man.
6'3", 200, man. Come on.
And he drives a Porsche.
All right, bro. I know I'm not tripping. Okay, look at this picture and tell me you think this is a dude. Am I tripping?
Okay, you're not tripping.
Thank you. it's like a girl. All right, anyway. All right.
Cutest hooper ever.
Next to Brandon Clark.
I think you're tripping.
All right, I'm out then. I'm out.
I can't wait to see it. I can't wait to see it tonight. And as we said, I mean, today is literally everybody that you've ever wanted to watch. Anybody, if you've ever wanted to watch anyone play college basketball, chances are they're playing sometime today. In fact, the matchups are really getting started overall here in shortly. There are some games that are already going on, and in terms of the top 25 and some of the bigger games, there are some that'll be tipping off here momentarily. You've got Manhattan beating Manhattanville right now, 45-16, in one of the early games, and Washington State and Alcorn State. Washington State up 25-17 over Alcorn State. Tipping off here in a little bit, Mount St. Mary's in number 4, Villanova, and then at 5 o'clock, Ohio State tips off, and then of course the evening we'll see Kansas Michigan State in the beginning of the Champions Classic. Then the nightcap is Kentucky and Duke, and then that will be all over ESPN. Then you'll see the Tigers tipping off at 7 o'clock. And as I said, quite literally, I think it's 150 games or something like that. So if you want to watch a team, they're going to be playing sometime today. Watch them.
Everybody's playing.
And enjoy it. If you want to watch West Florida against Louisiana, it's out. If you want to watch Drake against Coe College, it's back. So there you go. When we come back, we'll wrap things up here, talk a little bit about last night in FedEx Forum and what could, frankly, be a phenomenal year in FedEx Forum, if this is any indication. We'll talk a little football, too, because a wild scene, and we've got the playoff announcement, the playoff ranking announcement, week 2 coming up tonight. Will there be any changes? We'll discuss all of that when we continue here live and local on Sports 56 Grindtime, Real Sports Talk, Sports 56 98.5.
Hey, this is former Tiger Gabe Kuhn. Check out my new show, Sports Time, with Brett Norsworthy. Make sure you join Stats and I every single afternoon from 3 to 6 on Sports 56, 98.5 FM.
Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
I'm Brian Elder, 867-0303. Hurricane season is upon us. Is your roof ready? Are your shingles laying down and sealed properly? Call me right now, 867-0303. They say you get what you pay for. That's why my opinion is free. Maybe you've got years of life left in your roof. If so, I'll tell you that. But if I find storm damage or a compromised roof system, I'll lay out some options for you. Don't let them tell you it needs to be replaced if it only needs a repair. Call me, 867-0303. Has your insurance company already seen it and rejected your claim? Maybe they're correct. Most of the time, they're not. They do tend to become more reasonable once I get involved, though. 867-0303. I'll measure your roof from outer space or BrianElderRoofing.com.
Call 867-0303. Brian Elder's Roofing Solutions.
Moving is stressful, but Black Tie Moving can take the worry out of the process. Whether you're moving across town or across country, moving your home or your office, your personal moving concierge from Black Tie Moving will work with you to design a plan that perfectly fits your budget and needs. And they're available 24/7 to answer any questions you have. Give Black Tie Moving a call at 901-316-6196 or go to blacktiemoving.com/Memphis to get your personal, no obligation quote from the moving experts at Black Tie Moving.
Family Leisure has done it again, and just in time for the holidays, they have the ultimate game room sale. From pool tables to theater seating, Family Leisure has you covered. If you like pool, or you like shuffleboard, or you like air hockey, there's a special price, and your friends will love coming over to your house if you want to watch the big game, or you want to watch a movie on Netflix or HBO. You can't get more comfortable than you will be in that beautiful theater seating that Family Leisure has, and it's on sale with the Ultimate Game Room Sale. Free delivery, by the way, on all in-stock items. 20% off on all game room accessories. Hey, beat the Christmas rush and get your game ready right now. Family Leisure, I-40 and Whidden Road. They want to make the holiday special at your house this year with the Ultimate Game Room Sale from Family Leisure.
Hi, this is Lauren Choate with Choate's Air Conditioning, Heating, and Plumbing. Fall is in the air, and so are Choate's Early Bird Specials. Right now, receive $1,000 off the purchase of a new Carrier gas furnace. Carrier furnaces come with some of the best warranties in the industry, and Choate's has been professionally installing them for over 60 years. As a Carrier factory authorized dealer, Choate's also offers competitive financing solutions for you and your family. If your heating system is in good shape, make sure you take advantage of Choate's Early Bird Tune-Up Special for $60. This tune-up is an in-depth 20-point inspection to make sure your furnace is ready for the winter season ahead. So call 347-8086 to schedule your Early Bird Special today. And turn to the experts with Choate's and let our family serve your family.
Now, back to Sports 56 Grind Time. Here once again are Peter Edmiston and Anthony Sane.
Yes, indeed. All right. Hour number 2 continues. Coming up next, Sports Time. Gabe and Stats. Taking you from 3 to 6. We've got a whole bunch this week. As we said, I mean, this is it's shaping up to be a historic week, historic season potentially down at FedEx Forum. And for those of you that were down there last night, you saw a thrilling game. For those of you that were watching out there, you know it was pretty amazing. But just imagine how amazing it would have been if you had a same-game parlay on it. Well, and think about if it had hit on top of that. Well, FanDuel Sportsbook's got something really cool because those of you that are NBA fans, if you're listening to the show, you probably are. You can turn every Tuesday, and let me just look at the calendar here. Yep, it's Tuesday. Turn every Tuesday into payday with TNT Tuesdays on FanDuel Sportsbook. It doesn't matter if you win or lose. FanDuel is giving all customers $10 back every Tuesday. Just bet a $10 or more same-game parlay on any NBA on TNT game. So you want to watch those NBA on TNT games on Tuesday. Same-game parlays will let you combine the money line, point spread, player props, and more, all of that into one wager. You get an opportunity to pop that in and check it out. And if you do that and you win, then, hey, going to be a lot of fun. You got Bucks and Sixers, and you got a Sixers team that is depleted with COVID and with injuries and everything else. And you've got Bucks team that is a 6-point favorite. And I think the Bucks have finally kind of figured it out and started to win some games. Win big. I think Giannis has a big night. And I think you can put all that together into a same-game parlay bet. It's going to be fantastic, but you get $10 back every Tuesday, $10 or more same-game parlay on any NBA on TNT game. It's just that simple. One of the great things about FanDuel Sportsbook, when you bet, you often will win big, and even if you don't win or lose, they're going to go ahead and get you $10 added to your account. When you win, you'll get paid in as little as 2 hours. Live betting, odds boost, you name it, it's all there for you on FanDuel Sportsbook. If you're new to FanDuel Sportsbook, just sign up with promo code BIGHEAD to get your first bet risk-free up to $1,000 and make every moment more this NBA season. That's promo code BIGHEAD with FanDuel Sportsbook and the FanDuel Sportsbook app. Must be 21 and older and present in Tennessee. Bonus issued is non-withdrawable site credit that expires in 7 days. Max bonus $10. Restrictions apply. See terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. Gambling problem? Call TN Redline 1-800-889-9789. We talked about the big win last night for the Grizzlies, who now 10 games in, I think you can start to kind of get a feel for what this team is.
Somewhat, yeah.
Dylan Brooks is not back, although could be back tomorrow. And Jaren Jackson and Brandon Clark both after their press conference saying, and Jaren saying in particular, saying the storm is coming, is what he said.
2-4.
He said 2-4. The storm is coming. When Dylan Brooks returns, do you think? I think we've seen how this team could use him. Certainly could. They need him. It looked for a second there like, oh, man, wait a second, it might not be.
Can we trade Dylan? I told y'all.
Yeah.
Told y'all. Chill out.
You got to slow down a little bit. But this team 6-4 and has played a lot of quality teams.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, a real quality schedule, to be honest with you.
Right.
I mean,
I think they played the hardest schedule in the league so far, I believe.
Yeah. So with 6-4 without Dylan Brooks, is this now the time to say, okay, this is now this team should be shooting for more than just the play-in? Like this team has a chance to be in that mix for somewhere in 4 or 5 range.
Right now we're at 5th. I think that's where we should finish, somewhere around 5th or 6th. We should be above the dotted line. We should be above the play-in line. I think Dallas is going to come down to earth. I think the Golden State Warriors are going to come down to earth. Golden State has not beaten a team with a winning record. They played one, and they lost, and that was us. I think the Grizzlies they're doing great. I'm looking forward to Dylan coming back, not particularly because what he will individually do on the court. I think the team misses his leadership. I think they miss his edge. I think he's one of those guys who vocally – he talks the entire game. And I think he's one of those guys that will push the other guys, to just be better. I think also having Dylan here and pushing Melton back to that bench unit, the chemistry those guys had. Let's get some more Tyus Jones, D'Anthony Melton, and Brandon Clark energy going. That was the dynamic trio off the bench in years past. Let's get that going back again. I'm hoping he's back this week. Like you said, it's a nice homestand they've got if they can get him back on the court. But, I'm really looking forward to Dylan coming back, and I'm glad that they're sitting here at 6-4, 10 games in. And when a lot of people were thinking when we traded JV that this team is going to be nothing like last year, and we're looking better than last year, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so right now. I mean, again, it's early, but I think you're seeing that the team kind of I don't think they've really played most of the games. I don't think they've really played at their best. So I think there's still a lot of room for this team to improve, which is a little bit scary because they could end up if everything clicks, they can beat just about anybody on any given night.
Mm-hmm.
Now the Mavericks, a team that both of us thought were going to struggle, are now 7-3, winners of 3 straight. One again, Lucas played, just typically fantastic basketball. Did we get this one wrong?
No, I think they're coming down there.
Okay, all right. The other teams.
Luka has been like nuts though, like seriously.
Again, like it's just. I don't know. I thought like I said, I thought he'd be good, but he makes it look so easy.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Everything is simple with him, and he hasn't even played that well to start the season, and he's still doing phenomenal stuff.
He rests for all full-figured men in the world.
Oh, he's deceptive. It's him and Jokic. I don't know what it is about that Eastern European type thing, but they look like they're out of shape, but they're not. They're in great shape. Jokic plays every game with his mouth wide open, like he's just like he's gasping for air.
Nose is red as hell. Like
nose is red, face is red. He looks, but he's
killing people.
He's not. He's not. Yeah, he's not out. I don't know. He's not tired. Luka's the same way.
Yep.
Like look at this fat kid. And no, he's killing you.
Hey, Peter.
Killing you.
This is Darren. Quick.
Yeah.
Just want to give you some numbers.
Hi, Darren.
Hey, man.
Hey.
How are you, man?
I didn't know who that third voice was until you said something.
Who could that be? I don't know.
Who is
so
this?
Confused.
But just quickly, speaking of Ja Morant, I just want to give you some quick numbers. Derrick
Is
Rose.
the devil talking to me? What's going on?
Y'all are so crazy, man. Hey, Derrick Rose won the MVP, man. This was his numbers: 25-5, 8.7 assists, 3.6 rebounds. Ja Morant at this moment, 26, 7. And 5. His numbers are a little bit better after 10 games in Derrick Rose's MVP season.
That is true. Yeah, I think the only difference is I think for not Jaren, I think for Ja to actually be like MVP candidate, like for real MVP candidate, we've got to be like top 2 or 3 in the West. Like we've got to be like one of the best teams in the league for him to get there. Because that's the part that people leave out. Because Derrick Rose's season, he didn't have the best year that year. It's just the fact that he led that Bulls team to be way better than people thought they would be. Like they were like top of the best in the East type goods.
Yeah, I think also that there's been there's been inflation in the 10 years since Derrick Rose won the MVP. There's been an inflation in the scoring rate.
Like you're saying,
guys are it's a lot. I'm trying to go back and look at that regular season when he won it. The year that he won it, there were 7 guys that averaged over that averaged 25 or more points per game. Already this year, that number is
Steph Curry's like 6th or something, isn't he?
Yeah, that number is 11, and Luka is basically there if you round up to 24.9. So we'll call it 12. 12 guys over 25 points per game. It just there's more scoring. In terms of 20 point. 20 points kind of used to be the cutoff.
Yeah.
For like a super duper scorer.
Yeah.
There were only 12 20-point scorers in the league that year. Only 12.
It's probably like 30 right now.
This year it is 20. Yeah, it's 30. It's exactly 30.
Look at it.
With Cole Anthony right now and Tyler Hero and these guys like. So it's just different. Like when you say points to points, I wouldn't compare the two because it's just they're not. It's not fair. It's not on the right level.
Yeah,
so,
we were coming out of the dark
that being said, and that being said, like Ja Morant is hey,
phenomenal.
He could be up there. I'm not ruling him out because he's doing some amazing things, but not because of the point scoring. That's a different category right there. All right, so we got to get out of here. Enjoy the Tiger game tonight. We'll talk about it tomorrow with our friend John Gassaway, who's going to join us. Also, Rob Fisher are going to join us as well. Looking forward to that on a Wednesday. Coming up next, you know what it is. It's sports time. Gabe and Brett. Have yourself a great Tuesday, y'all.
Tiger Nation, Memphis women's basketball is ready for the 2021-22 season as the Tigers start a new era under head coach Katrina Merriweather. Season tickets are on sale now for just $49. A deal you don't want to miss inside the newly renovated El Marone Fieldhouse. To lock in your seats for all the action and excitement of Memphis women's basketball, call 901-678-2331 or visit GoTigersGoTix.com.
Barks now offers you just about everything you need for your furry family member. Daycare, luxury boarding, award-winning grooming, veterinary checkups, diagnostic services including digital x-ray, fluoroscopy and ultrasound, complete